Hey guys, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of changes on my setup here. So as you can see, I have dual monitor and my PCs on the bottom here. Everything, all of that is going to stay the same. Actually, I kind of like the setup here. It's pretty simple, but I can't move my monitors back and forth. And if you can see, there is, with this thing already lifting up the monitors, we also have the monitor stands. So the monitors are pretty high, and when I sit down, it actually goes pretty high. So I'm just looking up at the monitors. And not only that, they're pretty far away. Sometimes I need to kind of, look into it. And since the monitors are pretty large size, I always have to move my chair back and forth to go to the other end and see what's going on the other end of the screen. So to fix all of that, we have some monitor desk mount. So this is gonna go right on the desk. We don't have to install it on the wall or anything. So it should be simple and easy. So we'll get to see how that works. And this is actually my second time getting this. The first time I got it was a renewed version from Amazon, also a different brand too, but that one didn't work out. You guys will know the reason if you watch the video, but this is a brand new one, not renewed or anything. So we'll see how simple this is. So sit back and enjoy. I'm gonna put some music on and do this thing, fast forward it so you guys don't have to go through the whole boring thing of setting this up. I feel like this thing is actually simple enough to go through the whole installation. So first thing first, we're gonna find this thing and we're gonna take these off, right? Take the big screws off with the big Allen key. And then we're gonna remove this piece to attach this pole to this piece, right? And we'll have these little screws with a little Allen key. And we're just gonna put this on. This is what's gonna hold the whole, the two pieces, and this big piece here will clamp to the actual So first of all, we're just putting this on. Let's see, I don't think there's any easier way to do this, but the triangle here looks pretty identical, nothing too weird. So all the screws should just go in. I'm just gonna put the 3 screws in here and tighten them up. Easy enough. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna snug these up a little bit just in case, just so we know that these are solid. Don't want to be having to take this whole thing off just because of some loose screws or something. Just snug these up, not too much, but yeah, there you go. It's always good to kind of feel whatever you put on together at each step, just to make sure that you don't make any mistakes. So now we're going to put this back together and clamp it on. So before I continue, I just want to show you guys that we have 4 holes here, right? And we'll be using 2 of them to clamp this thing onto the piece here. But These two are gonna be for thicker tables, but since we only have like really small amount to work with, we're gonna have to actually mount it to the top. Originally it was mounted on the bottom, so yeah, either way it's best to just take this whole piece off and attach these, because you'll have a lot better clean area to work with and good leverage. So same thing, we're just gonna take the bigger screws and screw this on. Before you screw anything on, make sure the orientation is proper. Make sure this side is not facing the other way, because I just did that a little while ago. Just snug these up so they don't move anywhere. There you go. Obviously I'm not in a car or anything, but if you guys are worried about movements and stuff, obviously I'm not in a car or anything, so I shouldn't be worried about it. But if you guys are worried about movements and stuff, things coming loose, you could use a little thread locker, right? So here we are, and this is a trim piece. We're just gonna fish this over here and bring this down so we don't see all the screws and holes and stuff like that. There are holes here, I guess, to kind of secure these with screws and stuff, in case you need to. That's an option. It would be a lot secure. I'd probably do that, you know, get little screws and just screw them down. That'd be pretty cool. And at this step we're just gonna screw this down. As you're doing this, it's actually good to make sure that your clamp faces most surface area possible to get better leverage on the table so it doesn't move around. And I'm gonna squish this down a little bit more than more after tightening this whole thing, because there is a little rubber, so we could squish that just a little bit to make sure it doesn't move anywhere. And just give it a push to make sure everything is good, and we're good. So next thing is we need to attach both arms for both monitors, which are going to be these. So these were, you know, put in packaging with tension just like that, so it snaps open. In case you're getting these, make sure that you're safe and don't hit your face or anything while cutting this open. We actually need to put this piece in for wire management purposes. It doesn't open too much, and I don't think it's a good quality plastic, so it's best to just go from the top and not miss the step, just to make sure that you don't break anything. And then we're gonna add our mounts. We're actually gonna take the big Allen key and loosen this up a little bit, and we'll go. And there's a little bit of washer in here, and there's like plastic washer in here just to make sure that doesn't slide around, which is cool. I just have to kind of fish this down a little bit. You can obviously adjust these later. My goal is to keep it lower, so I think we should be good with that. So this thing here is like springy. Either you push it down or up. You could probably adjust that over here, but I'll just keep that over there for now and put the other arm on. Using a scissor is probably the best option, but don't have that, just hold it down, make sure it doesn't just swing open. There you go. Should have done that away from the camera, but it is what it is. Here we go, the other one is here and ready. Just gonna unscrew this a little bit, though I don't think that makes any difference. Let's put this on. Looks like as if these were supposed to go the other way, but it's not, I guess, because the writing is this way and the mounts are looking like it's gonna be, it's supposed to be like this way because all the screws and everything is on top. Should be good, no worries. I just have to put the Allen key on the other side and lock this out. Since we have access to this movement here, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need access to these, so let's just lock these up. Okay, they look pretty good. And now we're ready for the next step. So I feel like this one is going to be prepping the monitors and just coming to hook them on. Let's see how that goes. So it's pretty easy. First of all, we just need to add these brackets to the back of the monitor, which is gonna be like this. I'm feeling like I might have to take the lights off or something. I hope not, but we're basically gonna have to just put these on and hook them in just like that, and you could screw that down just for more security. Cool. So need screws. You could have so many different types of screws, so they give you all sizes in case you don't have the one that you need. Really nice. And there's more. So let's open up one to get a good idea of which way we need to go. We also have spacers and stuff in case you need to kind of push it out. I don't think we need that, but let's go ahead and try the first one, and then we can go from there. To fudge, it doesn't match. Well, it does. We do need the, so I almost thought it doesn't match, but it does. But then we would be, this is so big that we would actually be on top of this, and obviously we can't screw that down that way, so we're gonna need to use these spacers here on the bottom side and probably on the top side, just to space things out. Okay, this is gonna get interesting. Let's see which size of screw we need. Okay, too big, clearly. These I found in the bag too, so I feel like these are probably going to be a better option because I have some traction here that I can use to screw this on. Oh, never mind, they're not long enough, so I might have to stick with these. Interesting. So can't really blame them. It's just my stupid monitor. Don't know why this weird thing was necessary. Okay, well, there's definitely no other way around this for sure. Either way, I feel like I'm gonna worry about the bottom later, and let's do the top first. So all these spacers are the same size, so don't think it makes a difference. See, we have a little bit coming out. I think that should be enough. So let's go ahead and go in. Well, that works. It's not touching the actual monitor and it's secure, so that works. We're gonna go ahead and put the other one on. Same technique. One of these in the back. Top two is good. Now let's move to the bottom two. After spending way too much time, I had to get a little bit creative because I have 8 screws here that I need to do. So I have tape here, and I'm gonna just take the spacers and put them on. Nothing crazy. You could also use super glue. I know which holes I'm gonna be using, so just taping this on and making sure that it's kind of straight, and the screw can go through just like that, nothing blocking it. And if I put these tape on, I can just screw them down without having to worry about them falling out of the back. I honestly wished these had like some sort of sticky thing in the back so I could just stick them on, but since it doesn't, we just have to get creative. Okay, so here we are. So I taped all these spacers in, and let's see how this goes. Just gonna take a pencil and poke holes. These tapes are a little bit squishy, so good thing I did that. And now I need to take this, put a washer in so it holds securely, and then this goes on top, right? The notch thing goes on top. Yes, it does. So, and now it's harder to see where the holes are, but not to worry. There we go. Alright, listen a little bit. I'm using the longer screws just because it will be more secure. Okay, just screw this down a little bit so I can make sure it doesn't fall out, but not actually screwing them down too much. Again, small ones with washers. Alright, guess it's in. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. I guess that's secure, right? Now let's actually take the leg off. It's actually been so long. I worked with this, so I forgot how to do that. Okay. Oh, here, actually, this is pretty easy. Gonna unscrew this. Lock and release. Release it this way. Is that it? Okay, well, we got this part out. Now we gotta take this thing out. Is that it? Do we have to like put something in there? That's too big. There's always something. Nothing in the front, nothing in here. It has to be this thing. I don't know what to put in there. This is so annoying. Overthinking is not a good thing. All you gotta do is pull this thing out just like that. Take some force, but just pull it down and we have no stand. Another seriously simple way to put this on is simply just lay it on something. Like literally I just laid it down here, right? And there is a little bump here, and so this bump isn't gonna prevent this from moving. So I'm just gonna put the spacers in like that. we actually didn't have to go through all that trouble of taping things up. We could have simply just laid them down just like this and done this whole thing. So the bad news is I actually lost one of the spacers, so that one here doesn't have a spacer. I hope that's okay. Just didn't tighten up all the way, obviously, to make sure that doesn't get too much pressure or anything. I might just put something in as a spacer for now till I find something similar, or that piece if I could find it in this mess somewhere. Either way, let's put this on and see how this works out. I test fit this already, so should be good. Let's go. Actually forgot which one is monitor 1 and 2, but we can definitely rearrange that, so shouldn't be that worried. Okay, well, I need to see on the other side. So it just slams right down when you put it on, so make sure you're watching things as they go on. And we're just gonna screw this on with, I guess, these are two screws that I found when I opened the box. So we'll just place this in. Oh, that didn't work. There you go. You just kind of have to hold it straight to make sure it goes in straight and doesn't strip anything. If something doesn't feel right, you shouldn't be forcing things, but this one worked. We will just, there you go. Right. I hope I can move this around. This is my first time actually having a mount like this, so I'm not really familiar with anything like that, except I did have a mount that went on the wall. I did have a mount when I had one monitor. I did have a mount that I mounted on the wall, so I'm not really familiar that much with these type of things, all these movements and multiple monitors being on this thing, but there we are. All right, same thing. Gotta make sure it's straight without too much pressure, tension. I just need to add this in. There we are. All right, monitors are added, and now we need to fix up the leveling. Man, I want to use all the motion, so let's see if I can Alright, now let's see if I tighten this up a little bit. Would it hold up? Alright, there we are. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need to tighten this one up. Let's loosen this up a little bit. Okay. This movement that's going up and down is controlled by something somewhere here. Okay, well, somewhere I need to tighten something up. Oh, there you go. It was actually that, so just gotta tighten this up a little bit on the plus end so it holds its altitude better. There we are. I can actually set the height to whatever I want, and since we can actually go vertical too, just like that. Pretty cool. So let's connect everything up. Actually, let me just tighten this up a little bit more too. Okay, well, that didn't work. A little bit more. All right. You want to make sure that tighten it enough to just so it holds its shape, and also you can move it easily too. You don't want it to be like too hard, so it puts all the pressure on the mount itself, holding it on the base. You also don't want it too smooth, so it doesn't, so it just hits the floor. This part you really gotta be careful, because you don't want it to be too hard where all of the pressure falls on that when you're trying to move it. You also don't want it to be too smooth, so it just falls on the desk. Now we need to reconnect everything. This is the light. The light goes right back into the monitor. Bam, there we go. And then we need to put the display cable and okay, all three cable connected. Should be all good to go. And this is as far as I can go, I'm guessing. Except not. So this thing can go as far as possible. Okay, so I can push it back to where it originally used to be, right? There you go. Same thing with this one. Pull it up. I'm gonna push this part back as much as possible. Before that, let's actually put the wires back in again. USB for lighting. Actually, can go over this thing and then weave back in. This thing is probably not gonna have the cleanest wire management, but I'm pretty frustrated at this point, so don't ask me anything like that. So this is what it's looking like, and I can't honestly complain, but here are a few things that's actually bothering me. Obviously it's going down the hill. I gotta fix that up. But no matter how much I'm trying to fix it up, there's always a gap here. Obviously there's gonna be ways to fix that up. I just have to tighten these bolts up, given the desired position that I need to, but the Allen keys they gave doesn't work with a couple of these screws, especially this one. So it's always like, no matter what I do, there's always like a little bit of crack going down the top here. So just needed to tighten this up, but that's okay, I guess. All the lights turned on and everything is looking fine. Doesn't look that bad at all. And I feel like I would probably have a little bit of play with, a little bit of room to play with if I actually mounted it up here somewhere. Definitely would have had some more movements, free movements, if I were actually if I actually put these two a little far away from each other. I probably would have had a little bit more freedom with the movements, but I guess that's fine. Don't want to put too much stress in. I might actually come back and put some screws down there just to make this a little bit more secure. But overall, everything's looking good. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.